Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Genevieve. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we talk about all things motherhood and I film my days in the life with my little boy George once a week. Today I wanted to talk about some hacks that I have discovered or come up with during the toddler stage. So George is now coming up to 2, so he's in full toddlerhood at the moment. So these are just some tips, or my top tips that I've come up with to share with any of you mums or mums to be out there or parents to be. Anyway, let's get into the video. I apologise about the state of me today. I just can't be bothered to do my hair. It's just been one of those days, let's just say. Obviously, just as a disclaimer, I'm no like child specialist or anything like that. This is just the experience that I've had during my, first year or so as a mum, and these are just some of the hacks that I've come up with. So the first one is to designate a cupboard or a few cupboards for your little one to gain access to that is safe. So we have decided to take the approach of not baby-proofing everything. So we have a couple of cupboards that George can access in the kitchen and in the dining room that has Tupperware in, just some pots and pans that he can gain access to, and a cupboard with like tea towels and cloths in that he can also gain access to. We have found that this has helped him be less curious about the other cupboards. So he's tried to open a couple and we've just put some baby proofing on them, so cupboards with like chemicals in, cleaning products, anything that's dangerous, that we know that if he got hold of would be dangerous for him, we've just completely closed off. It just allows him to have some access to some cupboards that are like, feed his curiosity. The tip of mine is to try and get your toddler involved in the kitchen. It feeds their curiosity. Especially at this age, they are mimicking you and what you do, so they like to see things at your level. You can either buy a toddler ladder or you can just use a dining chair, and that's what we've done because our kitchen is quite narrow, so we've just used a dining chair. And we allow George to stand on the dining chair, and he has sort of cut up some vegetables with me by using like a toddler knife, and he has also helped me with washing up. So again, he just gets involved, sees what I'm doing, and that is a great little hack if you're trying to get stuff done in the kitchen and your toddler is really wanting to get involved. That is a good little tip to try and sort of add in that sense of fun while you're trying to get stuff done. Another little tip of mine is to limit the number of toys that they have in their everyday space. So we do what is called a toy rotation. So every sort of month I rotate the toys that he does have and replenish them with new ones to keep his interest. Because I do find if I have lots of toys out everywhere, he does show less interest in those toys, whereas if I bring them out again, it's like a whole new toy. So I definitely recommend that you do go with the toy rotation. It is, a bit of a faff to start with, trying to rotate different toys, but I find that it works really well in engaging him more in independent play, especially because he then becomes interested in the toys again. So back on the jobs that you have to do getting your toddler involved. So I like to involve George in chores. I know it sounds a bit mad, but I do like to involve him in some certain chores. So like putting toys away. We do a little song called "This is the way you put away your toys," blah blah blah. I will insert a clip here again. So that just gets him involved and learning that, when we get toys out, we do have to put them away. So it's something that we repeat, and we name the toy. So what's this? This is a such and such, and then we put it away. And yeah, that's another great way of involving your toddler in a chore that they find fun. Another thing I do is, if you have got animals, is I get George involved in feeding the animals. So I show him like putting the food in the bowl and then giving it to the cat or the dog, and he really enjoys it. He finds it really funny, he always giggles, and he gets a lot of satisfaction from getting involved in more of the sort of adult things that we have to do on a daily basis. So another tip for you guys, or hack, or part of my routine really, that I have sort of integrated into our daily routine is to have in the afternoon a 30 minutes or an hour quiet time. So this is a time where we turn the TV off, we have all distractions off and away, and we either go and read a book or we just sit down and watch a film together. Just a time where we cuddle and we read and we just take time to come together in the afternoon and have a nice cuddle and relax. So I find this is really good, especially if George is getting quite tired or he's having some teething or he's just generally fussy. It's quite nice to designate a time where you can both sit down, rest and sort of recuperate and try and have some quiet time together. So I would definitely say that that is a good thing to bring into your routine, quiet time. It sort of integrates that time in the day where we start to wind down and get ready for dinner and bedtime. So going on to sort of the feeding aspect of things, especially around this age, you might find your toddler becomes a little bit fussy. That's what's happened with George anyway. He's become especially fussy with vegetables. He doesn't really eat vegetables. So what I tend to do is, if he's not feeling like having breakfast or he didn't really eat his lunch, I make him a smoothie. So smoothies are great. You can pack them with all sorts of stuff. So I tend to pack mine with loads of banana, some oat milk and frozen fruit, and then I do add in some spinach for that extra iron and greens. So that would be a great tip of mine, is to add to smoothies some spinach. So spinach is packed full of vitamins, it's packed full of nutrients, especially iron, that's really good for them, and calcium. So I just pack that all into the smoothie and he absolutely goes to town on it. He loves it. So I will insert a clip of that now as well. He really does love smoothies, and it's a great way of me getting the reassurance that he's getting some of the nutrition from vegetables that he needs. So for stains on clothes, when you have a toddler or a baby in general, you're going to get stained clothes. It's just part of the process, especially if you're baby-led weaning. Stains are going to be a thing that you're going to battle with, unfortunately. And especially if you have a lot of white clothes. George doesn't have white clothes, but he does have creamy clothes, don't you, bud? Okay. And I do use Ace. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Ace, but I recommend it definitely as a hack, especially for washing their clothes. It just gets the stains out right away. I've tried other things. I've tried Vanish. I've tried like supermarket brand stain remover. They just don't cut the mustard. The best thing to use, in my opinion, would be Ace. It's a fail-safe little hack for you. It gets the stains out. I'll insert a clip now. I just pour it onto the area where the stain is, leave it for like a few seconds or a minute, and then I shove it in the washing machine and it comes out completely stain-free. So that is another great product and a hack for you. Another thing I've also tried, just to limit the stress, as I'm sure some of you know, when you have a toddler and you're going out for a walk, that can be quite a mission. And sometimes it does, yeah, I know. And sometimes it does turn into a bit of a disaster. So what I've done is, recently, is I basically take George out and I let him decide which way or where we're going to go. I find this has been the least stressful walks. Or going outside, just because he feels sort of like he's choosing our journey and he's choosing what he wants to explore, obviously within, you know, boundaries. I don't just let him walk into the road and follow him, but I do let him just guide me where he wants to go and whether he wants to go home or not. So yeah, that's another great little hack for you guys. I mean, sometimes you might need to take the pushchair with you if you feel like they're going to get tired. I just tend to walk up the road and then he's sort of done after about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we come back. But I have found doing that, letting him decide where we go, has been far less stressful than when I'm sort of like, right, let's go this way, come on, let's go this way, and he's just like, no mum, no mummy, no, no, no. And he's like trying to pull me off and stuff, and he's not holding my hand, and he won't, you know, he won't follow me. So I find that if you just go out for a walk, just let him decide where you're going to go, or your toddler decide where you're going to go, and I found that that has been the least stressful little outing for us, hasn't it? Yes. And the final hack that I wanted to give you guys is not really a hack, more of a product or toy that I really think is something that's brilliant for your toddlers, is what's called the Chores Ikea Table. Again, I will insert a clip of it here. But this table is great, especially if you really want to get into the sort of Montessori side of things and sensory play. So this table has tubs and lids on top, but you can just have it as a normal table. But inside you have 2 tubs and you can put in all sorts in there. So I put in like bowls and like soapy water and sponges so you can do some washing up. I also do like the magic sand and some sea creatures with some water. You can do all sorts with it. There's so many ideas out there, especially if you go on Pinterest. There's loads of ideas out there. If you just put in tray fast table ideas, there's tons, and it is such a fabulous product. He loves it. He has like a little mini kitchen at the table as well. Sort of the maximum amount of entertainment I find when I let him go to town on it. He gets the most fun out of it. So that's definitely a product I recommend if you have got a toddler or you're looking to have a baby soon and you're looking at products for your baby when they get a bit older. I would say that is a great product to use and one that I've definitely enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed these hacks that I've given you today. Please let me know down below if you are going to use them or if you've got any hacks that you want to tell me about. I'd love to hear them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!